Hello everyone, you're watching GeoUpdate. Today's top story comes from Moscow. Russia has issued a strong warning to Europe. The Russian government has said that if the European Union or any European country tries to use or seize its frozen assets, Russia will respond firmly. Let me remind you, back in 2022, when President Vladimir Putin sent his army into Ukraine, the United States and its allies imposed strict sanctions on Russia. As part of those sanctions, around $300 to $350 billion worth of Russian assets were frozen. Most of these assets were held in Europe, the United States and Britain in the form of government bonds. Now reports suggest that European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is exploring ways to use these frozen Russian assets to support Ukraine's defense. One of the proposals is to create a so-called reparations loan for Ukraine, using the cash balances from Russia's frozen deposits. But Russia's reaction has been very sharp. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, who is now deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, wrote on Telegram, "If Europe seizes our property, we will go after EU states in every possible way. Through international courts, national courts, and even outside of courts. And this fight will last until the end of the century." Earlier this month, Medvedev also warned that Russia could capture more Ukrainian territory and even target British property around the world, after London announced it had already used funds raised from frozen Russian assets to supply weapons to Ukraine. Meanwhile, Russia's state news agency RIA has reported that Western countries have invested about $285 billion into Russia's economy, and those investments could also be at risk if the frozen assets are touched. So the big question is, will Europe still move forward with this plan, despite Russia's direct warning? And if it does, what could this mean not only for Europe and Russia, but also for the global economy? You are watching GeoUpdate. If you found this update useful, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more international news.